Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Remember that song, Aerosmith, Jenny's Got a Gun? Well, that's kind of here. Someone's got a problem. Someone's got a problem. What happens? What happened? Actually, the Americans are accused of providing Ukraine drones that were used to attack Russia, inside Russia, in the Crimea and in the territory of Russia. Well, that's not good. Remember last time when the Ukrainians hit those airfields 500 kilometers within Russia, 120 kilometers from Moscow? Remember those two airfields? And the Russians said, well, those were used, the Ukraine used drones, jet-propelled drones built by the Soviet Union in the 70s and 80s and upgraded in 1990s and 2006 or something like that. Well, here is what the Russians say. This article comes from Sputnik. It is from today, the 16th of December 2022. This is a very major development, if true. Drones used for attacks on Crimea and other Russian regions made by United States. Spectre Works. So US Spectre Works, that's the company. Drones used by Ukraine to attack Crimea and other Russian regions were manufactured by US engineering services company Spectre Works, the relevant authorities of Russia said on Friday. So the Ukrainians used American-provided drones, and they talk about others using drones. Russia's competent authorities have analyzed the electronic components of intercepted unmanned aerial vehicles used by Ukraine to attack Russian infrastructure facilities, in particular in Sevastopol, the Republic of Crimea, Kursk, Belgorod, and Voronezh regions. None of these names are the ones that I mentioned 500 kilometers within Russia. The ones that the Russians said it was the jet-propelled Soviet-era rockets, missiles, drones, whatever they call them. They call them drones, but they look like rockets. Anyway, and I'm quoting, it was established that the avionics and control stations of the drones were manufactured by the US company Spectre Works, which made their initial adjustment and testing at the airport in Scottsdale, Arizona. Later, on the territory of Poland, in the area of the Rzeszów, R-Z-E-S-Z-O-W, now you say it, Rzeszów airport, used by the US and NATO as the main supply hub for Ukrainian armed formations. The final assembly and flight tests of these UAVs were carried out, the authorities said in a statement. So Arizona, and then from Arizona to Poland, and then Ukraine, and then Russia. Well, and these facts, according to the Russian side, confirm the direct involvement of the United States and Poland, which, as de facto parties to the conflict, carried out massive military and logistical support for Ukraine, the statement added. Bravo, bravo. If you remember that movie, Jungle Book, that cartoon, the original one, when Shere Khan comes after the vultures sing Weary of Friends to Mowgli, and he's like, bravo, bravo, yeah, that's bravo, good job. Now what? I always say, what are you going to do about it? If you cry about something, you cry with a reason, all right? You want something done. What do you want done? What are you going to do about it? Because those guys are not going to be saying, okay, Russia, my bad, all right? We cut the crap, time out, gone. No, they're going to say, so what are you going to do? Nothing. Then keep moving, keep rolling. So that's what's going to be. What are the Russians going to do? Are going to hit that hub in Poland, in is that when they're going to airport? They're going to hit that one, or are they going to hit Scottsdale, Arizona? You know, which one is going to be? Nothing. None of these two. But why? The Americans and Poland and other countries were part of the conflict from the first moment one item was sent from those countries to Ukraine. That was the moment when the direct involvement occurred. That's how I would interpret it if I would be in a scuffle with the neighbor. If I am with the neighbor and I'm winning and my neighbor gets bloodied and you have the other guys showing up and give him Gatorade and using towels and massage and ladies of the night and so on, and give him some I don't know, testosterone or whatever they're going to give him, or who knows what, you know, steroids to be more precise, and the guy starts beating me up. What am I supposed to what term should I use for those guys who help my neighbor now, let's say, kick my ass, or making it harder for me? Because in the meantime I get a bloody nose or a brown eye or a purple eye, or, you know, he's gonna be more able to inflict pain on me, maybe jeopardize my success in my operation. So how should I consider those guys? Well, can I take on them? Well, I can take if I take my gun, but am I going that way? Or I continue just the fight, you know, the conventional fight? Because I don't think Russia is going to start attacking Poland with conventional weapons, or United States for that matter, or Germany, or France, or Great Britain, or the list goes on and on and on with these guys, about 40 countries. That's why Russia is fighting 20, 30, whatever countries, not fighting Ukraine. Ukraine is just an unfortunate host where these fleas are eating the whatever the host has, which is their nation. Nation, territory, economy, lives, traditions, and by whom? Who are in charge? 4 guys, 4 little pigs of kosher descent, which is okay, right? I mean, Ukrainians have 4 Jews being in charge over there. Nothing wrong with that, as I always say. It's like you have 4 Palestinians in control of the Jewish state of Israel. Nothing, but it would never happen. I wonder why. Or maybe some 4 Iranians in charge of Israel, the president, the vice president, the defense minister, and the chief of staff, president's chief of staff. All those, let's be Iranians. Or Palestinians and Iranians, how about that? We have diversity and inclusion. So we are inclusive. Do you think that would happen in Israel? Maybe when they get crazy, yeah, that would happen in Israel. And then Israel is going to be like, boom, gone. So yeah, but in this country, nothing wrong. What, Emil? Are you a... come on now. I'm sorry, I just observe and notice the obvious. I mean, everything I said here is true. It's true that those guys, those 4, I mean, do you know the names? Yeah, Zelensky, Yermak, Reznikov, and Zhmihal. Okay? These 4 are they are the ones. They are in charge of that. That's one is the defense minister, Reznikov. The other one is the chief of presidential office, Yermak. The other one is the vice president, Zhmihal. And the other one is the president, Zelensky. One was elected, Zelensky, and he appointed those guys. What a coincidence. It's like I get elected in the United States and I'm the president, and you're going to find out, not the vice president, because the vice president is on a ticket with me. Let's say the minister of war or defense minister is a Romanian born. Let's say a chief of staff is a Romanian born. And then we have also the chief of, I don't know, armed forces or something is a Romanian. Do you think that would be a coincidence? All appointed by me, a Romanian born. I mean, you have to do so much mental gymnastics to ignore and say, oh, nothing wrong here, let's move on. Well, why don't you give me $20,000 today, and I'm going to give it to you back tomorrow with 5,000% interest. Huh? Come to me. Obviously you say, I have a question, Emil. But on this matter, no question. Nothing to see. What's wrong, Emil? You're the problem, Emil. I don't think so. I don't think so. So don't be so upset with me if you are. Just look at it that way. All right, I understand. So this is the situation with drones. They are manufactured over there, provided, tested and all that on the territory of Poland, which I don't see anything wrong. But the problem is from Poland, they get transferred into the Ukraine. Now I don't know if that's a big problem, but I would get who's the manufacturer, who's the enforcer. The Poles, they provide the land. Well, that could have happened in, I don't know, another country. I don't see the Poles so guilty about it. But definitely I see the other guys being involved. I mean, they have HIMARS, and they're going to send Patriot systems. Those will be operated by Ukrainians. That's why the Russians are always saying only about these two systems, HIMARS and Patriot. Hey, those are legitimate targets. Then they don't say about howitzers or, I don't know, weapons they send or condoms or helmets. No, they don't say, hey, those helmets are legitimate targets for our attacks. Only these two. I wonder why. Because maybe they are operated by Ukrainians. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth and be just.